That's not me farting, that's the chair. Haha. Or is it? Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am recording a really highly requested video, and it is basically my how to do my fake tan. Now, I am no expert. I'm not a beauty therapist or a cosmetologist as it's called in the States. I am not a fake tan expert, but I have been fake tanning for 10 years, which makes me feel incredibly old, but I also know my shit. Over the years, I've used lots of different types of fake tans. I've done lots of different preparation methods, aftercare methods, etc, and I'm really happy with the way I have it right now. While I will show you some things that like everyone seems to do, there are also some tips and tricks that I use that I have never seen anyone else speaking about or recommending, so hopefully you'll learn something from this video. You may notice that I am a little bit tanned right now. I'm hoping the lighting actually shows that I am a little bit tanned. Let's just put something white in front of me so you can actually see. The white balance on my camera is actually kind of shite, which is good news because it's quite forgiving on my skin and stuff, but it also doesn't show my true colour. So if I hold this up, you can actually see that I am quite bronzed. My makeup is quite bronzed and my skin is quite bronzed. If you've seen me in my other videos, you'll know that I can actually be really translucently pale. This video might seem quite tedious, but I've been asked so many different questions that I just want to literally tell you every single step, every tiny little step the whole way along what I do. So let's just get straight into it and try not to make this a really rambly, boring video. Preparation. So the night that I fake tan, I prepare by, first of all, shaving my legs and my underarms. I think this is a must. I know a lot of people say to shave 24 hours previous to tanning. I find this method works best for me and I don't suffer any horrible repercussions. So I shave my legs. If I'm going out on the Friday night or I want to be tanned for the Friday, I'll shave my legs on the Thursday evening in the shower. After I've shaved my legs, I will exfoliate, and this is just the one I have in my shower at the moment. It's the Ted Baker body scrub. I got it in a Christmas set, and it's a sugar scrub, and as you can see, the texture of it is just really thick. Soap and Glory have some good ones, the Body Shop have some good ones, and Lush have some really good ones. Any sort of really gritty exfoliator, and I use that on my arms, on my elbows, on my knees, on my legs, on my underarms a little bit just so I don't get any ingrown hairs, and basically to take off any stubborn tan that may be still there from the week before and to take off any flaky dry skin. I then get out of the shower and dry myself down with quite a rough towel. I use rough towels anyway, I prefer them to the softer towels, and I give myself just one last really good scrub and my skin will feel super soft and smooth and renewed then. Once out of the shower, I will apply a lotion to dry areas such as the elbows, the knees, the ankles, the feet, and the hands, the backs of the hands and around the wrists. And the one I just use is the Lacura Moisturising Body Lotion for dry skin. This is from Aldi. I think it's $2.79 or something, really cheap, and it comes in like a huge bottle. It's 500 ml. This will do you forever because you're only using it in those places, the dry areas. While that is sinking into the dry areas, I will usually do my skincare, tone, eye cream, moisturise my face, and I give it maybe 10 minutes to let it really soak into the dry areas, and then we're moving on to the exciting bit, the actual getting bronzed. So what I do to apply my fake tan, I almost always use a mousse tan. I just find it applies so much easier, dries quicker, smells better. I just overall prefer mousse tans, and I will use an applicator mitt. You can get these from any brand. I get these from Penneys. I think they're €2-3, maybe €4. I pick these up more or less every single time I'm in Penneys because they get fairly grubby fairly fast, and I don't find they wash too well in the washing machine. So I always recommend having a mitt. With fake tan mitts, I find the tan can sometimes still seep through the mitt, so I always advise to wear a pair of gloves underneath the mitt, and you can get these from any chemist or I think even Tesco or Dunnes that sell them. So I have my hands gloved up and I have the mitt on one of my hands, and I will take one of my favourite fake tans. I have so many fake tans in my drawer, it's like embarrassing, but I literally have two of my favourites and they're both so affordable, which is always good news. The first is the St. Moritz in dark. This is cult status, I think, on YouTube and the blogger world, and basically every female who does fake tan knows of this stuff. This is such a fail-safe product. It's really reasonably priced. I think it's €4 or $4.99, depending on where you buy it. It's available in Penneys / Primark, and I just love the formula. It lasts really well, doesn't streak, and love it, love the colour I get from it. The second tan I love to use is the Sunkissed Self Tan Mousse in dark. Again, love this stuff. Kind of, it's very, very similar to the St. Moritz, but I prefer the smell of this one and I prefer the colour of this one, but I find this one lasts better. So there's pros and cons for both. This is also cheaper. This is €3.50 and I really like it. I really recommend either of these tans for any beginners or people starting out using fake tan. So I take a couple of pumps onto my mitt and I will usually start with my arms. I'll start with my upper arms and I'll rub it in kind of circular motions, and it dries quite quickly, so you have to work quite quickly. And then I'll use it on my forearms and then my chest. My chest is really difficult to get tanned for me. I find I'll apply tan, like if you even look at me at the moment, my chest doesn't look anywhere near as dark as my arms. Tan just doesn't stick to my chest. If you know any like solutions to that, please leave me a comment down below. And then I'll do my other arm, then my tummy, my top of my legs, the bottom of my legs, and my back. Then sometimes I have to enlist the help of my man friend to help me with my back, but I can do it sometimes on my own, but sometimes I just get so lazy. When it comes to feet and hands, I kind of have it down on what you need to do. Well, now is not a great example, but as you can see, like it doesn't look great up here, but I mean, it's not horrendous. I've seen it much, much worse, and my palms are not orange. So what I do is I take my mitt and whatever's left on it after my tanning, I will literally just kind of go and just gently wipe it up the hands. Bearing in mind you've already applied some lotion to your hands, so it won't stick quite as much to your hands as it has to the rest of your body. Wrists are also a area which is kind of difficult, so I literally just kind of, same thing, just swipe it, and same on the feet. Just swipe it down the feet, and the lotion kind of absorbs most of the tan and doesn't let it develop quite as much as the rest of your body. When it comes to knees, I just, again, gently just swipe over the knees and the elbows because you don't want to be concentrating a lot of product in those areas. Sometimes these tans can take a few minutes to dry, so if I'm being really impatient, I will stand in front of my fan and just let myself dry off for a minute front and a minute back, and that really, really helps. When my tan is dry, I will put on my beloved onesie. It's a Tigger onesie. It's in the wash at the moment because obviously I tanned last night, and I find that really helps to protect your bed sheets. So it cuts off at the wrist, but it contains your feet. Your feet are all covered, so your clothes aren't riding up and you're not destroying your bed sheets with the fake tan. I just think that's a really good tip, and I love wearing my onesie because I know I'm going to wake up nice and bronzed. So I go to bed and I sleep, and then I get up in the morning and I go for my shower. In my shower, I will use quite a gentle shower gel. At the moment I'm using the Gorgeous by Gok body wash. This is my favourite body wash of all time. I got it in a Christmas set last year and I'm really trying to ration it out. I use a tiny, tiny bit, but I love it. It smells amazing and it's really, really moisturising. And I use it on a shower puff. Now, these are quite exfoliating if you really scrub, but I only very gently run it along my skin. You need to get the layer of tan off, but you don't want to take off the tan underneath. So the trick is to wash firmly but not too aggressively, because you don't want to be left with a fake tan smell, which can happen if you wash too gently. After I've rinsed off the shower gel, I then go in with one of my mega tips. This is the Nivea In Shower Body Moisturiser. It's a skin conditioner. It's basically like conditioner for your hair, but it's for your body. So I take a blob of this and I apply it to any of my dry areas, the tops of my arms, the thigh area of my legs, across my chest, and then whatever's left of my hands, I'll rub it over the rest of my body. Leave it there for 10 or 15 seconds and then rinse it off. It just leaves your skin so smooth, and it just gives it a little bit of a moisturising boost and almost seals in the fake tan, for me anyway. And these are always on offer. I think I got mine for €2 or €3. Highly recommend you use this product after you've fake tanned. After I get out of the shower, I pat myself dry. I don't dry myself too aggressively because that can take off the top layer of tan. And then I get out, and if I still feel a little bit dry, I'll apply some more body lotion. Again, any of the ones I have lying around. I literally have 7 or 8 tubes and tubs of them sitting there ready to go, and I'll apply that all over, let that sink in, and then I am good to go for the day. It was always thought that if you made a tanning mistake and got a huge chunk of really strong fake tan on your body, there was nothing really you could do to fix it because scrubbing it didn't really help. I have discovered an amazing trick, and it's not anything I've really heard of before. You're gonna laugh. These are the Waxpert's ingrown hair pads. And you're thinking, what? I don't know what's in these things, but they are little ingrown hair pads. And on one side they are smooth and on the other side they are textured. And they're obviously really, really good for ingrown hairs, but they also remove fake tan in an instant. So if you have a dodgy area like around your wrist or on the back of your hand or on your fingers, give them a little bit of a scrub with one of those pads, and you look at the pad and your fake tan will literally be coming off. They are amazing. I'm not sure of the price. I will write it here when I've done my research, but these are so multi-purpose, amazing. They're also good for acne breakouts, obviously ingrown hairs. There's loads of uses for these, but I find them great for fake tan fake-ups. It goes without saying, keep yourself moisturised and you'll keep your tan looking better for longer. However, if you want to keep the colour going for longer, I have a quick tip as well. If say I've fake tanned on a Thursday for a Friday and I'm nice and tanned, come Sunday I'll start to kind of, oh, it's fading a little bit. How I keep my tan topped up without actually using and doing a full-on tan all the time is using Gradual Tanner. I find this great just to kind of boost your tan back up to its former glory. This one is empty. I've flown through it. These are so cheap, €4 or €5. Again, it doesn't really matter which one you use, whichever one is your preference. This one actually smells really, really nice, and I actually really enjoyed using this one. And I find these great for keeping your tan nice and dark and your skin also moisturised, so it's a win-win. On my Facebook page, I was asked to do a video on face tanning. Now, I didn't think it warranted a full video by itself, so I said I'd stick it into this one while I was doing it. I don't generally fake tan my face, and I will tell you why. My skin is just crazy sensitive, and I find fake tan can accentuate any open pores or any blackheads or any acne you have. It'll just cling to it, and then it'll make it look an awful lot worse than it actually is. However, sometimes when I've done my tan, I feel like I want to give my face a little bit of a pep. I don't want to be as dark as I am on my body, but I don't want my face to be as snow white as it naturally is. So I have found a few products that actually really work for me. The first is actually a sample of Zen Tan's Deep Bronze Luxe Weekly Self Tan, and this is for face and body, but I find because it's such a small tube, it's a sample size, it's perfect for the face because it will do you absolutely ages. So what I do is I take this and I put it onto an e.l.f. flat top powder brush, and I apply it using the brush. I know people are like, what? Do you not apply it with your hands? I find the brush makes it apply so much more evenly. I concentrate more on the outside of my face and then drag it in, blend it inwards, avoiding your eyebrows. And I just find it applies it really, really even. This also has a bit of a tint so you can see where you've applied it. And in the morning you'll wake up and you'll have a lovely, healthy glow. You won't be quite as tanned, but you'll look really, really healthy. A second product I use in the exact same way. This is again a sample, and this is the Mugu How Now Brown Cow, and this is a really natural range. You can look up Mugu online. I'll have it linked down below. It's really, really natural. It's good for people with sensitive skin, and this is basically a cream that looks like this. It smells really, really natural, and I applied in the exact same way. Dip my brush in, applied it to my face. It doesn't smell like fake tan, but it just smells really fresh. It takes a while to sink in, but exactly the same as the Zen Tan. They just give you a bit of a pep to your skin the next morning and just look that bit fresher and healthier. And the Zen Tan, just for reference, looks kind of similar to the Mugu, just has kind of a tint. Another product I can recommend is the Olay Essentials Glow Perfectors Everyday Sunshine Moisturising Cream plus touch of Selfless Tanner. Whoo, that was a mouthful. This comes in a lovely little tube, looks like this. It has SPF 15 in it, but I don't really need it when I go to bed. It's a clear liquid, as you can see there. It doesn't have a very strong fake tan smell, and it works more or less the same as the others, gives you a little bit of a glow overnight, and I really like this stuff. If I decide not to tan my face, even using a gradual tanner, so I just leave it completely natural, I am left with a crazy dark line up to here, and then my face is white and down here is lovely and bronzed. People were asking me, how do I counteract that? In my foundation drawer, I have so many foundations, but I have everything from white to quite tanned. Well, quite tan for me. So my whitest foundation is probably this one, which is very, very, very light. And then this will be one of my darker ones, which doesn't actually look that dark on camera, but it is actually very, very tanned. I will mix and match my foundations, as in literally mix them on a palette and apply them so that my face will match my neck when I have makeup on. It really is as simple as that. I just use a darker foundation, set it down with powder, and then apply some bronzer. Today I have applied, what did I apply? The Garnier BB cream in the colour medium. That matched my fake tan like so perfectly, and then I bronzed up using NARS Laguna, which is starting to look really ratchet right now. So that is all I can think of in relation to my fake tanning. I hope I've covered everything, because I promised this would be an extensive video. If you have any other questions, please leave them down below. I would be happy to answer them, because obviously I never thought to put them into the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye!